Hey friends, happy February. I just had to share this little moment that I'm having with Bella. This is Bella. Let me show you Bella. We're sitting outside and God was just like, let me just show you what you look like sometimes. And so here we are, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to share it with you too, in case you recognize yourself in the same story here. So I came outside and it's so sad, but there's a horsefly. So I know it's not funny. There's a horsefly, and those things are like, I'm just gonna call it, they're like little devils. They're like, they hurt so bad when they bite you. And they started, there was two, now I'm only hearing one. But I was laying out here, I've been on calls all morning, and so I was like, I just need to go outside. I've got my hoodie right here and my slippers and all my layers, because my house is freezing on the inside, and yet it's actually hot and so beautiful. Look at those blue skies. It is beautiful outside. So I came out here and I was just laying down on the ground, just grounding and just letting my body stretch and relax and just get some vitamin D and just think about all the amazing things that have happened just already today and what I need to do for the rest of the day. And I was laying here, and then I could hear the two horseflies kind of flying around, because they're a loud buzzy sound. And then there was just one, and Bella kept coming up to me, and I was like, what in the world? At first she was coming up, I'm like telling the story in backwards time, sorry. I was laying out here grounding, and Bella kept coming up and like walking across my arm or like stepping on my hand, and I'm like, what in the world? Then I started hearing the two horseflies, the little flying little devil flies, and I could hear them, and then it was just one. Well, apparently it was bugging her, and when they bite, they hurt. I don't know if you've ever had a horsefly like bite you. It's so not fun, and they're pretty loud, so you can hear them swarming around. So I was laying there, so I was like, well, I'm going to get up and provide a shelter for her, because, bless her heart, she keeps like pacing around me like, help, help, help. And so I got up on my hands and knees and just got on my knees, and I grabbed her and I put her underneath me, kind of like, mama hen, mama bear, a little covering, a little shelter. So I grabbed her and put her underneath my legs, and I was like, oh, this feels so good, just a little cat-cow stretching, but I put her underneath my legs, and then she would walk right out, and I'm like, and then I could hear the fly come right back up, and it started swirling around again. So I scooped her up, and I kept pulling her back underneath me. I was on my hands and knees, and I kept pulling her back up underneath me, and was like cradling her, and she sat there for a second, and she's like, okay, because I guess she wouldn't hear it. And then she'd go right back out, and then she started pacing around me again, and the fly was like chasing her all around, and I could hear it. And at one point it hit me in the hair, and I was like, that thing is that's not leaving you alone. And I kept pulling her back up underneath me, and I'm like, if you would stay underneath here, then when the fly comes around, I got my slipper right here, I'll smash it, but you got to quit running out there. And then I'm like, why would you keep running out there if you know it's going to keep swarming, and I'm trying to protect you? It was in that moment, it was like God was like, girl, you do the same thing. Like, I'm drawing you in underneath my provision, my care, my safety, my SWAT ability. God's sovereign. He can SWAT anything anywhere. But for this illustration, He pulls us in sometimes, and then we keep sticking our head out. We're like, oh, I think it's safe. And then I run out, and then He's like, okay, but it's still there. Like, I can see and hear. He can still see and hear what is happening around us. And He pulls us back underneath His loving care and protection. And then we're like, okay, that's good. It's gone. And then we go right back out. And then we go test the waters for ourselves to see, is it safe to go out? Is it safe to go out? And we keep going outside, instead of, if we could just rest for a moment and be brought in under the shelter of the one who knows, the one who provides, the refuge that He is, stay put and rest for a minute and let Him take care of swatting what needs to be swatted around you, and then say, okay, now you're free to go. Like, go ahead. But he is so right. Because it was pretty funny. I mean, I probably drew her back in like 6 times. And I'm like, really? So now I just sat down. Now she's sitting next to me. Which God is just as patient. I mean, he is so patient with us that when we're like, nope, 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 I'm going to keep going. And then he's like, he never gives up, but he's going to sit down. He's going to sit down and be like, okay, come have a seat beside the still waters. I'm just going to draw you over here. Since you're not letting me take you in over here, I'm going to sit here and let you come sit next to me. Because me kept pulling her in, was doing nothing. But as soon as I sat down, she was just like, okay, I'll come sit next to you. Because now she's been here and now there is no fly. Huh? There's no fly bothering you. It's not here. Because she's sitting next to me and the fly doesn't want a piece of me. The fly is trying to mess with her, huh? Is the fly trying to mess with you? And that's exactly how we are with the Lord. He's just like, okay, I'm going to sit here. I'm the protector and the provider, your refuge and strength. And I will give you rest and I will give you peace, but you got to come sit down next to me. You got to choose to. So I don't know what truth or aha, if you feel yourself keep going and he's pulling you back, keeps pulling you back, and you find yourself in that season of being either pulled back, kept back, held tightly. Oftentimes it's because he's protecting us or nourishing us. He's giving us something. There's a reason why he draws us close into those isolation moments sometimes. And sometimes it doesn't feel great. It's like, what? Am I being punished? Did I do something wrong? Why am I being put into what could feel like a timeout, when really it's being brought in underneath his loving care and protection, and that there's just something he's providing that we need to sit underneath. So there is that. And then if we keep pulling away, keep trying to run out from underneath there, he's just like, okay, I'm going to sit here beside the still waters. You can come sit here beside the still waters. And then we have to choose to then come and sit. And when we do, there is rest, there is peace. So if you're feeling frazzled, if you're feeling chased, if you're feeling isolated, if you're feeling scrambled and like just being held back, there could be a very good reason why he's asking you to be still and know that he is God and he sees the things that are swarming around you and he's just drawing you in. So can you trust him? Will you trust him? Will you let yourself surrender into just trusting that he cares and that he provides and that he's got you? That's it. So hope you have the most awesome, blessed, wonderful day. His heart is absolutely for you. You're more than a conqueror, but even as a conqueror, you still need refuge. And he can be that for you too. Have the most awesome day. Bye, y'all.